Greetings, beloved hearts of love. Papa Asun greets you this day. As a fathering presence, I come to you acknowledging the great awakening activity that is taking place in your lives. And I thank you for your efforts to fully awaken to the higher purpose and destiny that comes with your life, that seeks fulfillment. To thank you for your efforts to study and to meditate, your efforts in seeking to make contact with the source of your beingness. For this indeed, once contact with that which brought you forth into existence, once this contact is made, precious hearts, through meditation, and that contact is maintained and grows through daily meditation, then the path of fulfilling your purpose on earth has indeed begun. You are well on your way as a spiritual traveler in this world, living a path that leads to greater enlightenment, happiness, and fulfillment. It is to this end that Mother Akasha and myself, Papa Asun, will always come to you if you call upon us to assist you in all your endeavors. Now, before I proceed, I acknowledge that the world today is a difficult place to live. There seems to be so many frightening appearances, so much discord and disappointment. And more often, I see so much discouragement occurring in the lives of the many. So I say to you, to encourage you of the opportunity here for each of you to be a source of encouragement. First, to be a source of encouragement to yourselves, to talk to yourselves, look after yourselves, mentor yourselves, and have faith you will get through any difficult moments you may be facing. You are not alone. And as the great Master Kutumi recently said, if you will daily acknowledge that there are greater invisible forces of light and love everywhere, then you will attract those invisible forces around you that will seek to love and support you. For the greater life, dear hearts, is everywhere. However, it must be acknowledged. Secondly, I encourage you to counsel yourselves, to encourage yourselves to always be a source of encouragement to everyone you contact every day. With what the world is facing, everyone could use some encouragement. And when we make the determination and decision that the life we have been given will always be used positively to uplift others, to encourage others, to make someone else's life better, you will find that you are living and expressing one of the higher purposes of life itself. We are forgive me, we are not here to get after each other. We are here to be that positive source of upliftment to others, even sometimes setting our own desire aside. For if we and the record of our life shows that we have put others first, then that record of being a positive upliftment to others is a factor that will further our own spiritual progress. Even, precious hearts, with those we disagree with, we must all learn that we can disagree with each other respectfully. And most importantly, to disagree without judging the other person, as judgment is poisonous to the heart. And please, please, precious hearts, don't be condescending in conversation to someone you do not agree with by saying something like, well, I will pray for you. No, no, no. When you say things like that because you don't agree with them, you are basically saying that your stand, your position is the correct one. When you are conversing with someone and it happens to be that you don't agree with what you are hearing, then respectfully say something like, well, I don't agree with you, but I do wish you well. Precious hearts, let us not miss the simple things in life that indicate we are on a path of living higher purpose. Let us not fail to realize it is the highest purpose of every person on earth to be a source of encouragement and upliftment to others. Always to make a positive difference in someone else's life. Or, as the great Master Jesus said, do unto others, speak unto others in the same way you would like others to do unto you, to speak unto you. Now, if in your daily activities this becomes the way of how you live your lives, then you can achieve much more change, enlightenment, and fulfillment through your studies and meditations. Our spiritual efforts become more effective and produce much happier, enlightening results. To accomplish this, we must not miss this simple truth that we are all given to be a source of upliftment and encouragement to everyone we meet, even those we disagree with. And if we can come to live our life, our daily life, in this way, regarding meditation, which I encourage you to realize is the most important daily spiritual practice now, especially during these trying times upon your earth. Upon entering your meditations, let your intention be clear. Before entering the silence, say to yourself that you desire in the silence of your meditation to make contact with the source of your beingness, to make contact with that which is the source of your existence. Invite the Father-Mother presence that is part of your divine consciousness to assist you to make this contact. Divine consciousness is divine intelligence and divine love. As you lay out your clear intention in the opening moments of your meditation to make contact with the source of your beingness, inwardly asking the Father-Mother presence that is part of your divine consciousness to assist you to make this contact. Then, before entering into the silence, before stilling your thoughts, invite the silence and the stillness of your soul to enter into your mind and your outer self, asking that the silence and stillness of your soul to hold you in the sacred silence and stillness while you enter into a place absent of thought, open and receptive to making that contact. Shift into a place of observing all sensation that you will eventually begin to experience, trusting that all those energetic sensations that you experience during meditation, those energetic sensations are part of the process of opening the way for contact with Source. For when this contact is made, your divine consciousness of divine love and divine intelligence will begin to flow into your personal human consciousness. Now, this process of making contact with Source is one where the divine consciousness, divine love, divine intelligence will flow from Source and will begin to flow through your human consciousness. Very important, precious heart, is for you to understand what happens next. Is that as the divine consciousness flows through your human consciousness, a new activity that I call the thinning of human consciousness begins. The thinning of human consciousness begins. You see, precious hearts, human consciousness has become very dense, full of human beliefs, opinions, perceptions, often charged with judgments, and ego-driven impulses as well, not of which are divine. So as your higher divine consciousness begins to flow from Source, that divine consciousness has within it a purifying process which begins to thin and melt away the heavier, dense aspects of your human consciousness. As this thinning activity continues daily in your meditations, you will begin to feel the wonderful new sensations of divine consciousness, divine love, divine intelligence, flowing through your mind and body. These sensations will include a sense of peace and contentment you have never felt before. As months pass by of these kinds of daily meditations in this way, your beautiful minds become a clear channel that begins to express your divine consciousness. As this is unfolding, then something magnificent, beyond your capacity to imagine, begins to occur. Your mind, now a clear channel of divine consciousness, opens the door to everything. Everything being the very infinite source of your existence, an eternal rapture. As this occurs, the dynamic spiritual energies of Christ consciousness, or said in a different way, the magnificent spiritual energies of perfection from the source of your beingness, are flowing through your minds and into your bodies during these meditations. You begin to observe yourself changing every day, changing in wonderful ways that perhaps you never dreamed of. You begin to observe greater energy in your bodies, the ability to think in marvelous ways, to connect your feelings more potently with the love vibration in your hearts. You begin to observe greater health, and your daily life becomes filled naturally with wonderful new opportunities of living. Now, beloved, unfortunately, almost all people on earth have some negative qualities that act in their lives. When you hear this, please do not take this personal, for you are all born into this world of duality, of both positive and negative, and both qualities to lesser or greater degree have gotten a hold of the ego, the personality, and this is one reason why your beautiful soul does not flow into your mind to be an endless source of divine inspiration, a magnificent source of brilliant new ideas. There is a lot of spiritual things that desire to happen, dear hearts, in your meditations, in your life. And one of those is that your soul, your source of genius in all its perfection, your soul desires to enter your mind and into your thinking process. Your soul desires to enter your feelings and all the creative processes of your life. However, as long as we still have some negative qualities that might act up in our lives from time to time, this will limit soul expression to rise in our meditations. So here it is, as you take up these specific meditations, the clear intention to make contact in the silence with the source of your beingness. As you do this, it is important that you also do something else. And perhaps take out a sheet of paper and place it on your table or desk, and begin over a period of days to identify any negative activities or qualities that may act up in you from time to time. Write them down. For example, criticism, sarcasm, judgmentalism, jealousy, hatred, falsehoods, devious dealings, impatience, slander, just to name a few. Be honest with yourselves, even if only the tiniest amount of any of these negative qualities may abide in you. And I've only provided a short list here. If you are willing to do this, and once you have done this, when you enter your meditation and you have made clear your intention of making contact with the source of your beingness, then in the opening moments of your meditation, inwardly ask the Mother-Father Presence that is part of your life to take those negative qualities out of you. Tell yourself that from that moment forward, you completely reject those qualities acting in you. Use the word reject. Let your own life hear you use that word, that you reject any negative quality acting in you. You've got your list. And again, ask the Mother-Father Presence in you to remove those qualities in you. Do this for about a week's worth of meditations. Then will come the meditation that as you tell yourself again and again that you reject any negative quality expressing in you, then will come the meditation that such a power from Source, and it will come from the mother side of life, and that power will come right down and into your mind, your outer self, and that power will remove those negative qualities once and for all. And you will feel the change in yourself, and you will offer your love, your praise, and your gratitude. To yourself for rejecting any negative qualities acting in yourself, and offer your love, praise, and gratitude for that source of intervention that has removed them from you. Now, precious hearts, as you continue with this specific meditation, more and more of the divine consciousness, of divine love and divine intelligence can and will flow into your mind, your body, and your entire life. The thinning process of your human consciousness, where historical old human perceptions, opinions, and beliefs melt away. This is the thinning. The more then you become a clear channel for this divine love. This is the mother side of life, and the divine intelligence. That is the father side of life. You will have come to a place of being that clear channel. Divine consciousness is flowing through you in your meditations. And your mind as a channel with the divine consciousness acting one day in one meditation, and then thereafter will open the door for you to experience that which brought you into existence, the very source of your life, a heavenly rapture of divine magnificence, endless love and intelligence. Life, birthing life, birthing life. As this experience occurs more intensely each day, you, as a spiritual traveler on earth, you are now fulfilling your higher purpose. And it is here that very soon you will come to know the particular and unique spiritual gift that you have come to give the world through your life on earth. In all of this, beloved, before entering the silence of your meditations, remember, in those opening moments, you are setting the intention. Also, every time inwardly, ask for greater enlightenment, and this will surely come your way. You know, beloved hearts, all the initiates and seekers that in centuries past who have sought out the ancient schools of enlightenment, as they encountered their future teachers, who were often ascended masters, such as the ancient Himalayan mystery school. All of those students What they experienced their first 2 years was the Master saying to each of them, our greatest challenge with each of you will be getting past your perceptions, getting around your perceptions, and finding a way within your mind to accept teachings you have never heard, to accept truth you have never heard. For human history shows us that human opinions are always, always, always charged with judgment. Judgment is poison to the heart and limitation to the mind. So I, Papa Sun, will remind you, you are welcome to have your own points of view. You are welcome to identify the things that you like, the things that you dislike. You are welcome and encouraged to determine those things that you resonate with or not. For it is all of this process that defines your individualism. Yet this process of defining one's own individualism, one's own personality, humanity does not know. That in the process of resonance, having points of view, when all of that comes down to the lower vibration of opinion, opinions come with judgment. And it is here that those opinions strengthen ancient perceptions that are not necessarily the truth, and therefore must be cleared, must be melted away. In the meditation that I have offered you, as I have laid it out, it is that as the divine consciousness of divine love and divine intelligence begins to flow into your minds during the meditation, it is this divine state of consciousness that then begins to thin the human consciousness that has been so charged historically with opinions and perceptions heavily weighted with judgment. Ideally, it is that each of you becomes a clear channel, a clear instrument, where your divine nature, divine consciousness is once again flowing through you. And as this occurs more and more every day, every meditation, you will find, you will experience the thinning of your human consciousness, the increasing of your divine consciousness. And once enough of your divine consciousness is flowing into your mind, your life, your outer self, the day will come. Your mind is such a beautiful, clear channel that your own divine consciousness opens the way for you to make direct contact with that which is beyond the door to everything. Everything being that which brought you forth into existence. I am known as Papa Asun, and if you will call upon me and Mother Akasha to help you in your meditations, we will come to you and do so. We yearn to love you free, precious hearts. We yearn to love you free. Let nothing in this world offend the sacred flame of freedom that abides in your heart. Together, let us thin your human nature and let us advance, coming forth in you and through you and ultimately as you, your divine consciousness of divine intelligence and divine love, acting in your lives every day. We are well on our way. We are living our higher purpose. Yet in the daily life, let us begin to live one of those higher purposes. Admonishing ourselves that we would never be a source of discouragement to another. That we define our life, our individualism, reminding ourselves daily, welcoming the opportunity to be a source of encouragement, a source of upliftment to everyone we meet. We yearn to love you free, precious hearts. I am a son, fondly I hope, known as Papa Asun. Namaste, namaste, namaste.